and you come back for more. Brother Patrick, why do you keep coming back? After the devil ran rampant in your life, shake somebody's hand and tell them, neighbor, oh neighbor, I'll tell you why I keep coming back. Tell them, neighbor, after all of my tears, after all of my fears, and after all of these years, tell them I still believe God. That's the reason I keep coming back, because I still believe that he's able to do exceedingly and abundantly above all I can ask or think, according to the power that works on the inside. Shake somebody's hand and tell them, neighbor, the reason I keep coming back is because you don't know what I know. The reason I keep coming back is because you don't know what I know, and I don't know what you know. But one thing we all know, and we know that all things work together for the good of them that love the Lord and them that are called according to his purpose. Shake somebody's hand, tell them, neighbor, I still believe that the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, the earth and they that dwell therein, for he had founded it upon the seas and established it upon the floods. Who shall ascend to the hill of the Lord, and who shall stand in his holy place? He that had clean hands and a pure heart, who is not lifted up his soul unto vanity, nor sworn deceitfully. Slap somebody a high five. Tell them, neighbor, oh neighbor, lift up your heads, oh ye gates, and be ye lifted up, ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. That's the reason I keep coming back, because I'm waiting. But that's the reason I keep coming back, because I'm waiting for the King to come in. Who is this King of glory? The Lord mighty in battle. Who is this King of glory? The Lord strong and mighty. Who is this Savior? He's my bread in a starving land, water in dry places, healing for my body. See us, see us, see ya, Lord. Yes, wait a minute. I want you to hear me. I'm done. But I want you to hear me, full gospel. Listen. If you don't hear nothing else, I'll tell you. I was minding my business at the prayer breakfast Friday morning. This is how I know it's God. Because God told me Friday morning I was going to preach this morning. Didn't know Bishop wasn't going to be here. But God told me to tell full gospel. We don't understand what it means to have an apostle as the head of the church. You know what God said? He said, tell my people that they're about to enter a season where miracles shall abound. They're about to enter a season where miracles shall abound. Y'all ain't talking to me. God said, get ready, because there's a season of miracles that's going to hit this place. God said the dead are going to be raised. Blinded eyes are coming open. If it don't happen, I'll quit preaching. But God said, get ready. You want me to prove it? Ephesians 4:11. And he gave some apostles, prophets, pastors, teachers, and evangelists. Why? For the perfecting. And a lot of times we think that just means so we won't sin. But God said, I want all of your lives to be in perfection. That means where you're sick, I want you perfectly whole. Y'all ain't talking to me here. Where you're lacking, I want you to be perfectly filled. That's why David said, the Lord will perfect that which concerneth me. Everybody standing, I'm done. God said, you can't afford to lose faith going into this next season. Afford to lose faith going into this next season. Y'all ain't talking to me here. Because if you don't believe God, you'll stop the hand of God from moving in your life. I said, if you don't believe God, because God will not move where there's unbelief. Somebody here this morning, I want to pray for somebody, because I heard God. Somebody's here struggling with having faith in God. Somebody's struggling. You're shouting, but you're struggling with faith. You're singing, but you're struggling with faith. You're looking at circumstances, and circumstances are telling you how to believe God. When we were told a long time ago, don't tell your God how big your problem is. Tell your problem how big your God is. Some of us have been praying wrong all of this time. God, don't you see these circumstances? Don't you see this, God? Don't you see circumstances? Don't you see this, God? Don't you see my bank account, God? Don't you see my children, God? Don't you see what they're doing on my job, God? You praying about circumstances. When God is in the equation, circumstances don't matter. Y'all ain't talking to me. Does anybody believe what I'm saying? When God is in the equation, circumstances don't matter. He told them, he said, Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. Jesus looked at them and said, don't y'all realize who you talking to? You praying about Lazarus being dead. Don't you realize who you talking to? I am the resurrection. You're talking to God about circumstances. But God said it is an attack of the enemy. Because the devil knows if he can get you to start doubting God now, when the season of miracles hit the house, y'all ain't talking to me, and it's going to hit the house. Just touch somebody and tell them, neighbor, it's going to hit the house. And it's going to hit the house. Just touch somebody and tell them, neighbor, it's going to hit the house. Oh, like the sound of Pentecost, like of a day of a rushing mighty wind, it's going to hit the house. And when it hits, he wants to know, can I find faith in the house? When the season of miracles hits, can I find faith in you? Can you believe God for the impossible? Singing about a God you're struggling to believe in. Preaching about a God. Let me tell you something. Y'all know me. I'll show you all my hand. I went to my grandmother in February. Because y'all know I love my grandmama. And I was telling her some things that was going on in my life. She said, we're going to pray. Came back to her and I told her, you know what? God told me, you can't preach about a God you don't trust. You can't preach about a God you don't trust. You can't preach about a God you don't trust. See, now we're in the season. Can I help somebody here today? Either we're going to trust God or we're not. We don't have nothing else. I work for the government, and them people have gone stone crazy. And why? And I love my job. I love my job. Because y'all know Big Brother's watching. I love my job, but they've gone stone crazy. But God said, Patrick Murray, you cannot preach about a God you don't trust. You can't sing about a God you don't trust. Behold, he comes riding on a cloud. Do you believe that? Praying for people at an altar about a God you don't believe. Do you believe him? Can't dance about a God you don't trust. Do you believe him? Everybody got rhythm. How can you dance about a God you don't trust? Either we're going to trust him or we're not. Either we're going to believe his word or we're not. Trust him or we're not. Either we're going to believe his word or we're not. I want to pray.